This segment brought to you by Hope Cancer Care of Nevada, offering state-of-the-art cancer treatment in Pahrump. A little hope goes a long way.
Welcome back. Well, 2 teens charged with murder make a court appearance. Here's Eunette Gentry with more.
In this week's court report, Dakota Saldivar and Michael Wilson, 2 Pahrump teens arrested after they admitted to gruesomely stabbing and killing their mother, Dawn Liebig, appeared in court Thursday for arraignment. Both suspects are 17 years old, and Wilson was adopted by the victim, Dawn. The suspect's preliminary hearing is now set for August 30th. Jaysan Gal, the local man accused in the alleged statutory rape of a young woman who is now his wife, has his evidentiary hearing scheduled in district court on August 27th. Gal was reportedly granted permission by the court to remain in contact with his wife Priscilla, who is the sister of Gal's ex-girlfriend Antoinette Bell. During a recent court proceeding, a calendar call, Gal was present at Liberty, and the court also called that proceeding a motion to admit evidence of motive. Gal's attorney, Jonathan Nelson, declares ready and advises the court the state file a motion that Nelson has not had time to review or respond to evidence. The state declares ready and advises the court they have filed a motion to present evidence of motive and the alleged victim's sister's testimony to be allowed. Defense was given until June 22nd by 5 p.m. to respond, and the state had until June 29th by 5 p.m. to reply. Then the court set the matter for July 16th for arguments. Then on July 19th, oral arguments part 2, opposition to state's motion for evidence, and pretrial motions were scheduled. The latest jury trial start date scheduled for Gal was set for July 23rd after having them repeatedly rescheduled. District Court notes that on August 10th, a subpoena was issued in connection to Antoinette Bell and 2 other people involved in this case. Gal has been charged with statutory sexual seduction, incest, child abuse and neglect sexually motivated, lewdness with a child under 14, unlawful use of a minor producing porn, and promotion of sexual performance of a minor. Gal pleaded not guilty. Notably, Gal also previously filed a formal complaint against Nye County, accusing current and former NCSO law enforcement officials of alleged outrageous and malicious conduct regarding his seized laptop and pornographic videos found on it. Shawn McNally, the local man arrested and charged with exploitation of an older person and unlawful use of a controlled substance, has his pretrial hearing in Justice Court continued to October 10th. McNally is suspected of taking financial advantage of an elderly male who says McNally would harass, intimidate, threaten, bully, and manipulate him into giving him more than $100,000. McNally had even been driving that victim's car. The victim told police that when he attempted to turn McNally down after he requested money, McNally blew up and threatened that he would sue and take the victim's car, his house, and everything he owned. The victim also says McNally instructed him to open a joint bank account to show they had a relationship with each other. Officers say when they questioned him, McNally admitted that he has a $100 a day heroin addiction and that he mixes it with meth and marijuana to function. McNally currently has an active $15,000 bond. This has been your court report. I'm Eunette Gentry for News 46.
Well, the Papa John saga continues. Angela Miles reports.
Tapping our news, ATM maker Diebold Nixdorf is looking for a buyer. The machine maker has hired Credit Suisse and Evercore, according to CNBC. Talks are said to be in the early stages. The Federal Reserve has eyes on the skies. The Fed is concerned the extreme heat in the summer and bone-chilling winters could have a negative effect on the U.S. economy. The Fed paper out of Richmond notes that the southern states are the most sensitive to climate changes in the summer and fall. The Indianapolis Colts are riding out the Papa John's storm. The Indy Star reports the NFL team is sticking with Papa John's because of the significant corporate changes that have been made. The Indiana Pacers, however, are evaluating the business relationship after the founder used a racial slur. And there's still no exact cause of the Chipotle illness in Central Ohio. The Takeout reports 644 people became ill, but there's no definitive reason why, as results are still pending.
In more local news, county commissioners discussed some possible bill draft requests during their last meeting, including one that proposes the possibility of splitting the Nye County line.
So
an amendment to the Constitution.
If you could note that, I don't know what all it would entail, but I'm just passing on the information because it has been more than one person that's brought it forward to me. Thank you.
And Commissioner Shinhofen is absolutely right. In order to split the county, you're asking for a constitutional change?
Yes.
So the process is a 6-year-long process. If there's a champion who would like to step forward for 6 years, since I don't have 6 years left on this board, and neither does Commissioner Shinhofen, if we could identify a champion to carry this on for 6 years, I will help.
Yeah, with the most likely result being that the Pahrump area will be sucked into Clark County, just so you know.
That is an alternative, because if they
That's an alternative, but it doesn't have to happen.
It doesn't have to happen, but what may happen, Donna, is if you cannot get the voters to approve a constitutional change, then legislatures would have to offer you an opportunity to do something different. And the Clark County Commission, Esmeralda County Commission, Nye County Commission, and any other county that shares a boundary with Nye County would have to be considered in doing this. And a boundary change would require, this is if you cannot split the county and create 18 counties in Nevada. If that initiative fails, then your only other choice is to consider all of the other counties around us, and their boards would have to unanimously agree with our board to do so. If all of them voted to accept it, then the southern part of Nye County could be moved into Clark. The only other option, and this has already been tried and refused, is Esmeralda, Mineral, Lander, Eureka, or White Pine would have to agree to incorporate northern Nye County into their boundaries, and that also has been shot down. So I understand what you're trying to do, but it's a heavy lift. Just wanted you to know that.
Yes, and I'm not personally trained to do this. I think that if they want to do this, they need to put together a committee, but that was just one of the things that they brought forward that they'd like to see happen. And the only real alternative I see to it would be to create an 18th county, because I'm sure nobody wants to go to Clark County, and I don't believe that Esmeralda County wants us.
And stay tuned to News 46. We'll hear more from our county commissioners and possible fees coming back.